In a world where the marks think they know better than the wrestlers and the bookers, the Fantasy Booking Institute exists to pretty much do exactly that. This is a visit from the FBI. Welcome to another visit from the FBI, your weekly dose of pro wrestling fantasy booking. I am your host, Detective Mark Smarks, and I'm joined, as always, by my partners in crime fighting. Starting off, District Attorney Vincent Kayfabe. What's going on, man? How are you?
That was good until I realized that Gusher's yogurt's disgusting.
Sour Boy is the worst. That's a BTE reference. You'll get it someday. Yeah, I would never have even tried Gusher's yogurt, and it would never have been on my shopping list.
It was my son's doing. It's very cute.
Yeah, very, very cute with an N. Let's just say his son is a very interesting speller.
Yeah, it happened tonight. He was doing his spelling words, and it's the first day of the week, so he's made some mistakes. And he spelled cute without an E and added an N in there. And you guys can just imagine that.
Yes.
I needless to say, I took photos and sent it to several friends. And then I told them to fix it and never write that word again.
Yeah.
Ever.
Also joining us from up north, JLB. What's going on, man? How are you?
It goes good, sir.
Your face is naked.
I know. I always try to trim my beard and ends up not going so well. So it's uneven, and then I just shave it all up. So
I don't realize you were just scared of beard love. I think you're just scared of beard love.
I mean, there is that.
I'm not. No. I feel like beard love needs to be a shirt.
Yeah,
maybe
that makes sense.
But so, if you are new to this particular show, the Wrestling Booking Unit Fantasy Booking Institute is all about fantasy booking things. The rules are really simple. We're going to challenge each other to do some unlikely and, often impossible, actually, thing in the world of professional wrestling. We don't discuss them in advance because we think the challenge is way more fun that way. Before we get into it, though, I do like to remind everyone that Raw and Order is part of the Tatnus Co. podcast network. So you can head on over, the link's in the doobly-doo, tatnusco.com to check out the other shows on the network there. Give them a listen, check them out, and let them know we sent you. But we're going to go ahead and get into the fantasy booking side of this. As usually, I open the floor up to the other two to see if one of them wants to go first.
I'll go first.
Okay.
It's been a while.
JLB.
Had like 2 weeks to think about it. Okay. So, obviously, we saw All Out. We thought, there was an emergency meeting for Raw. Vince pulled an emergency meeting. So we're like, what are they going to do for Raw? Complete shit show. But let's just say
it wasn't the worst Raw in the last 4 weeks.
I mean, that's not saying much, though. If you have a turmoil tag team match really be the majority of your Raw, and you're saying that wasn't the worst Raw, I get you on that, but hot diggity damn. It's horrible. And you just liked it because Jeff Hardy was like the 24/7 champion chaser. And you're like, oh, good for Jeff Hardy. But onto my little fantasy booking. So let's just randomly say all the contracts for AEW are going up. Like they're expiring for some reason. Tony Khan only did it for a year and whatever have you. And some superstars are very angry. And Vince is willing to really give you a blank paycheck and say, I want you to come. And let's say any superstar is willing to come. I would like you to book an AEW superstar that heads to Monday, or really Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, whichever brand you would like to choose. And I have two options for you. So you can either A, book them in a storyline, or B, have each one of you book their opponent kind of thing. So one chooses the person coming over and the other one chooses the opponent, and y'all book a storyline. So that's kind of more a team effort, or you can literally pick your own storyline and do whatever you want.
So I just have to laugh because this is what happens when you miss time.
You done this already?
We didn't do exactly. We had a whole discussion on, I think it was last week's fantasy booking, about who was going to be the first to jump the other way, because it's going to happen someday. But no, that's fine. We'll still do this. It is going to happen someday.
This one's a fantasy booking. We were actually trying to figure out who would be the first.
Yeah, we were doing a little bit more, but it is one of those things, because it literally is going to happen, right? There's no doubt about it that someday someone is going to leave AEW for whatever reasons, and maybe they get let go, or because Tony Khan's gonna eventually. Well, he already has. Like Evil East got let go. B. Priestley got let go. And some of them for reasons like B. Priestley couldn't make it over to America anymore. Evil East had backstage issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there are reasons that he's let people go, but someday he's going to let someone go for reasons, and WWE is going to be interested in him and pick him up, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen at some point. It may not happen for 2 years, it may not happen for 5 years, but at some point the tables will turn on that. And so we were discussing who we thought it could potentially be the first ones to do it.
And who did you guys end up saying?
I don't know if we even got to a definitive answer.
Okay.
But here, I mean, we talked about, first of all, you can rule out some people like Jericho's probably never going. Omega's never going to go over, I don't think. Young Bucks probably not. Cody's never going back. Things like that. You can rule some of those people out. You can rule people who had really bad experiences in WWE, like developmental, like Colt Cabana had a bad experience there. Miro had bad experience there. Moxley, yeah. Lance Archer was in developmental and got let go. Luchasaurus was in NXT and given a horrible character and couldn't get over and got let go. These are people who are probably never going to go over there. You've also got ones that WWE is probably never going to be interested in, right? Like Marco Stunt.
Right.
Well,
I mean,
WWE probably will never, especially after this new edict, new rule coming down. WWE is never going to give the little guy a shot from the indies, right? Because right now they've decided they want the bigger thing. But at the same point, there are some that fit in that mold, like Jungle Boy. Let's be honest. We love Jungle Boy. We think AEW is presenting him like a star. I think he understands that AEW right now is the best place for him. However, and this is an important thing to think about, this is what WWE gets by on, right? Is Jungle Boy didn't grow up dreaming of wrestling for AEW because it didn't exist when he was a kid. He did, however, dream and have discussions with his dad about, if I ever make it big in wrestling, I'd love to be on WWE Raw. Can you imagine me debuting on Raw or whatever? And that's what WWE gets. That's their bread and butter for recruiting people. Right. Is
fulfill your dream,
this lifelong dream of being on Raw. So a Jungle Boy might go to Raw someday. So or WWE just in general. That's where you kind of have to do is those people who are up and comers, who may have had that lifelong dream of trying to make it, but at the same point, you also have to keep in mind that even when they have that lifelong dream and everything, right now they've seen how WWE treats people of certain statures, right? And so you have to look at Jungle Boy might go, no. Sammy Guevara might go, I grew up dreaming of being on WWE, but geez, they just don't treat people like me well there. So maybe I don't go.
Last I checked, this was a fantasy booking, not a discussion.
You asked what our choices was in the end, and I'm going through what we talked about. The bigger guys like Wardlow, I could totally see Wardlow making the jump at some point because he fits the WWE mold. Big
Cage
guy, Brian Cage maybe.
The one I said was MJF. I thought MJF.
That's their next Jericho. Yeah, for sure. Which also surprisingly this week we found out news that MJF, it turns out to be a really great recruiter and has great business sense. We obviously knew this in terms of how he knows how to build kayfabe and builds character. That was all fine and dandy. But the fact that Tony Khan goes to him for a lot of advice was crazy to me. I thought, well, not crazy, but very surprising considering how young he is. So that's really enlightening to hear that you have this young Megas who's going to be a future Hall of Famer, dare I say, already have a keen eye for the business. So it's pretty awesome.
I would temper things in a couple ways with this. Is I'm pretty sure TK talks to almost all of the wrestlers about things, but he did say specifically that MJF was the one who recommended people like Chris Statlander. I'm trying to remember who the other ones he had mentioned were.
Bear Country,
yeah. So
I thought he said ARJ as well.
Max Caster, but I think he just got let go, kind of.
No, because he was just on AEW Dark.
Which was the one that was rapper and did that whole thing? Is it
he was literally just on Dark this week.
Oh, so he's back. He was supposed to sell his tights and everything. I guess that was okay.
That was him that was him working you, man. He was working the marks.
That's fair. He worked me, I guess.
Because that was the whole deal. Is he showed up from under the ring and helped Bowens win a match by hitting a guy with a chair while the ref wasn't looking, and then hit back underneath. Dark Elevation, I think. Might have been Dark. It might have been the one that was on Saturday that they put out, the special pre All Out Dark. I think he was hiding under the ring. He ended up hiding under the ring afterwards. I can't remember exactly if he was under it before, but
Jesus, there was 11. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna lower that. My bad.
Just to
I just want to check that part.
Anna Jay was a Nightmare Factory recruit, so
okay.
So it wasn't, but in fact, Tony Khan said that he asked MJF about Anthony Bowens and Max Caster because they weren't a tag team outside of AEW.
Oh no. Oh,
no,
okay.
And he asked MJF if he thought they would get along well enough to be in a tag team together because he wanted to recruit them as a tag team, not as individual wrestlers. So, anyways, so yeah, I mean, there are people that we guessed that could go. To be perfectly honest, like I wouldn't be surprised if Jake Hager was given a second shot at WWE if he wouldn't go back. These are people like that. So there's a fair amount of them that might, but there's also enough of them that at the moment I don't think would. That being said,
maybe Matt Hardy would. I think there's quite a few.
Well, yeah, I mean, when Matt and Jeff Hardy left WWE and went to Impact and were on the Indies and Ring of Honor and all that stuff, we never thought we'd see them in WWE again, and then they just went to WWE and showed up. And so we can never say never on anyone. We can just guesstimate. But the simple fact is, if there are enough zeros on the check, a lot of people will say yes, even if their heart says it might not be the best.
Mm-hmm. Even Moxley would say yes if it was enough zeros.
Mm-hmm. So, but so let's go to the exact fantasy booking challenge here. Instead of talking about what we talked about the other day. The exact fantasy. Vince McMahon opens up his pocketbooks and does it. I'm just going to book myself. I'm not gonna do the challenge him to do the thing or whatever. We'll just do our own. It's just easier that way.
Okay.
If I were Vince McMahon right now, opening up my pocketbook to sign someone from AEW, and bring them in, there's the two people that stand out the most, and that's MJF and Jungle Boy. Darby Allin would be a third option, but I think Darby Allin is never going to be the body type that Vince McMahon wants. Whereas MJF and Jungle Boy both have the ability to bulk up to be close to what Vince McMahon wants, right? And those people are both the ones who have the most popularity and upside. And so I'm gonna just go ahead and go with Jungle Boy, because we already talked about MJF a bit there, and so if I were I would bring him in as Jungle Boy, but of course, and we even said this, if he came into WWE, he'd be called Jack Perry, or Luke Perry Jr. I mean, they would 100% say, we're going to capitalize on the fact that you're Luke Perry's son.
Luke Perry 90210.
Yes, we're going to call you Beverly Hills.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely see that happening.
And he would hate every ounce of that.
Yeah, and your finishing move is going to be the 90210.
That would so happen.
But it's the snare trap. Oh, but you're not Jungle Boy anymore. You don't do snare traps. You do the 90210. Oh man. But that'd be the way Vince McMahon would do it. The thing is, you instantly have to put him in a feud that shows off his abilities. And what better feud for WWE than little guy versus big man? Were it a situation where Braun was still there, I would 100% put it in a Jungle Boy, Luke Perry versus Braun Strowman. He's not there now, so I have to choose the next best thing. So I'm going to start off with Sheamus.
Oh, okay.
We're going to start off with Sheamus. The only reason I don't do someone like Omos is mic skills. Because in this feud, Vince McMahon bringing Jungle Boy in, Vince McMahon has no faith in Jungle Boy's mic skills.
Right.
So he wants to put someone that he has faith in their mic skills on it.
To be fair, Jungle Boy might not have very much faith in his mic skills either.
To be fair, you're correct. Jungle Boy rarely speaks on the mic as is, but that's my point. So he's going to want to go with someone who's got mic skills, and Omos has not shown to have them yet. But we do know that Vince McMahon trusts Sheamus with a mic. Sheamus can deliver stuff, and Sheamus can be just an asshole and drop lines like making fun of your stupid American soap opera dad, because Vince McMahon would make this whole thing about, I don't like Americans, I don't like your dad,
right?
That would be the whole thing. So yes, it would be Sheamus versus Jungle Boy. We're gonna go ahead and say Sheamus wins back the U.S. title. So it's going to be a U.S. title feud to really catapult Jungle Boy to the top. I say top. Catapult him to the middle.
It's fair. Yep, it's fair.
We were going to give you an Intercontinental and 24/7 title run.
Baby.
AEW.
I love how Mick Foley even commented on that as well. And I was like, oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Mick don't care no more. He doesn't have a Legends contract anymore, I guess.
Well, the thing is,
Legends are allowed to do whatever the hell they want.
No, for sure, but
Mick has always said, "Listen, I'm not gonna sugarcoat things, and I'm not gonna lie just because it makes Vince look better or whatever. I'm just gonna say what I need to say and live with the consequences." And that's what he did in his video.
He did good though. Yeah. He's like,
he
they
said,
did good. They did me
they did
well,
really good.
but...
Well for me, but I don't have any faith in them now, and I don't blame other wrestlers looking to come to WWE for saying I don't trust them with my character.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
But, don't think that Vince is going to put you on TV for any other title introduction or commission or role anytime soon after you say that either. It's great on Mick to do it, and I love him for it, but you would damn well know Vince obviously didn't like it, or, Pritchard didn't like that either.
exactly.
Yep.
But anyways. But so that's what I would do. It would be a Intercontinental feud, or not Intercontinental, U.S. title feud to set him up as the new U.S. new title holder, and catapult him into this superstardom, mid stardom.
That sounds pretty spot on. Look at my 90210 title.
Yeah. Oh, the 90210! Dear God.
Yeah.
For some reason, Michael Cole is JR now.
they would turn it into a spinner belt, but when he spun it, it would go da-na-na-na, 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 da-na-na-na. Or Boobs would always come out and play the song. Da-na-na-na.
Boogs. Okay. I really heard a different word.
Yeah, I heard an extra B in that word when you said it.
So not a G.
It's Boogs. No, it's Boogs, right?
Boogs. Yes, Boogs.
Yes.
Oh, you heard boobs.
Yes. Yes.
Boogs.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Boo.
But that's I guess
don't talk to me about spelling words, buddy.
That's cute.
Yes. Yeah, you know what, JLB? You really, really have a cute face.
He's just such a cute guy. Oh, what a cute.
This is where you share the screen and put that up.
Not doing it. No.
No, I know. I'm teasing.
No.
But so right, that's what I would
fantasy,
do, so.
You cute person, you.
DFA, your turn.
So, I have the whole checkbook. I have the whole control over whether or not Vince McMahon is going to book it. So, I bring on Kenny Omega. And I tell him to tell me how to book everything. Oh, no. Yeah, you have creative control. Because I know Kenny Omega is not going to ruin his career by always putting himself in the title.
Well, I mean...
You think Kenny Omega is not going to ruin
I mean, he's not. I mean, he's putting himself in the title. He's been in the title picture for a while. Granted, it's amazing and he's not ruining his career for it. But I mean, you bet your ass if Kenny Omega gets creative control, hell yeah, he's going to put himself in that title picture right off the bat.
Oh, I would put him in the title picture too. Yeah, it's going to be Kenny Omega, and he's going to come out and he's going to V-trigger the crap out of Roman Reigns, and he's going to take the title off of Roman Reigns. Yesterday,
So Kenny Omega will not acknowledge Reigns.
And then the proper feud would occur, and that would be Finn Balor versus Kenny Omega.
That would be glorious.
I'm down with that.
Has that ever happened?
Not directly, because Finn Balor left the Bullet Club before Kenny Omega was in it. He might have technically been in it, but just as a bit player, he hadn't established himself yet.
Yeah. The leader between them was AJ, and you could have AJ come in and be like, "I'm going to be a part of this too," and they both kick the crap out of AJ, and then AJ's like the special guest referee or something. And everybody gets the gimmick, but nobody pays attention.
Yes.
Yeah, they got to put AJ back on a singles run because this is ridiculous.
It would be for control of the quub.
The quub.
So that's it. Like, I went straight for it. Like, the only other option is to put the title back on Moxley, and then have Moxley do it, and reunite the Shield as him, the surprise guy that shows back up as their third member of the Shield, and some type of hostile takeover.
Yeah, that does seem like a Vince thing to do. I don't see Mox ever going back, though.
No, I don't. No, you didn't say that I had to play by the rules.
Well, no,
go back.
I mean, you're also Vince McMahon, and you know damn right. It has to be plausible, though.
You didn't say plausible. If I want Cody Rhodes,
in
based
fairness,
on what you said earlier, I can bring Cody Rhodes.
This is fantasy booking. The word is the fantasy. That being said, you couldn't bring Cody Rhodes, though.
No.
Because he's an Impact Wrestling. It's another joke you missed while you were gone. See what happens when you're
Cody Rhodes doing in the Impact Zone?
Yeah, apparently I don't miss much with jokes like these. I can just call it quits now.
It was hilarious.
Hey, we missed you too. We're glad you brought the joke along with you. It's unfortunate that you shaved it.
Yes. In your cute little face.
In your cute little
face.
I will never be able to say the word cute again. Your son has ruined the word cute for me. And don't you dare say
ruined or made it better.
Ruined.
I mean, here's the deal. That's the moment where laughter and fear and joy and terror all come together as a parent. You're like, oh my gosh, you cannot write that on the spelling test on Friday.
You should yeah, buddy, that was the correct spelling.
I don't know why
Friday afternoon.
Your son wrote.
He didn't know what it meant. He didn't know what it meant at all.
No, he had no clue. No.
He actually was pronouncing it cute.
Yeah, he didn't take the time to read it even once he'd written it. I was like, nope. Let me see that. I'm gonna take a picture and okay, now erase it and write cute.
Yes, write it again. Do it right.
And there's not an N in cute.
You do it right. Say it right. Say it right.
Oh, damn. I just thought maybe kids these days already were learning what that C word meant. I was like, damn.
No, mine is a very sheltered, very innocent child.
Who randomly knew how to spell cute the wrong way.
Yeah, I do not know if I'll be able to say that about
cute
my
wrong.
Oh, damn. That's
is a very innocent child who that it'll be lost. Don't get me wrong. Like that will be lost, but
for now it's intact.
For now.
Okay.
I already don't think my daughter can be described as innocent.
Oh, Jesus.
She walks through the living room and points to us and says, "Be quiet."
Oh, mine's evil.
We weren't saying anything. We weren't saying anything. To be quiet.
Okay, ma'am.
Damn. Yeah, but that's still kind of cute. It's not necessary. No, it's both cute.
Well, it is kind of cute. Yep. Yep.
Oh,
she's mean.
So guys, by the way, fathers. Jesus Christ, this doesn't work. Fathers of the years, right here.
You better believe it.
Fathers of the year.
Yes.
I am drinking out of my CM Punk homage cup.
I had to get a Pepsi. I don't have a Pepsi. I have a zero sugar Dr. Pepper cherry.
Ooh.
That I'm about to open now that I finished.
This had water in it, so
anyway, do you want to go next with the next fantasy booking? Or do you want me to go?
Oh, I can go next.
Okay, you go next.
I have two different fantasy bookings. I want you guys to book your own individually. Based on the existing roster, JLB, I need you to book the very best AEW pay-per-view you can. Put together the matches for the very best AEW pay-per-view you can, since you're the only person on the freaking planet who says that wasn't the best AEW pay-per-view of all time. So you got to book something better.
I mean, it's up there, though. It's like top 3.
Unfortunately, Smarks, because I am throwing that at JLB, I have to throw at you the very best WWE pay-per-view you can possibly book. The very best. Give me a C+, bud. Give me a C+.
Give him WrestleMania X7.
No. It has to be the existing rosters. Both of them. So you're stuck with that crap roster that just put on AEW All Out. You poor bastard.
Yes,
but you don't have to actually book something. You do have to book something that, I don't know, someone will think is better than what happened on Sunday.
Yes.
And, Smarks, you have to book the best pay-per-view you can come up with for WWE. It can be anybody you want. Existing roster.
Yeah, anybody. So I can call up from NXT.
You have the full roster.
Full roster, okay.
Yep, but that also means you don't have Adam Cole Bebe. It also means you don't have anybody, Bryan Danielson, or if they aren't on the roster right now, you don't got them. I'm sorry.
Nope, I get it. Now, however, I will point out that I do still have Kevin Owens for the next couple months. So
you son of a bitch. And Sami Zayn.
Until
fall. His contract might be ending very soon.
So.
Wait, do we know when, though?
We don't know when. All I've read was fall.
But, okay, me too.
Neither of them have renewed yet, huh?
Well, yeah.
They're not going to, bro. Well, at least not Kevin. At least not Kevin.
Kevin just today tweeted out and then deleted the coordinates to Mount Rushmore, which in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, PWG, he had a faction with Adam Cole and the Young Bucks called Mount Rushmore. And then it came to light that while originally we thought his contract didn't end until 2023, that at the start of COVID, for some reason or other, WWE renegotiated a bunch of contracts. So his ends in January of 2022. Ooh. So just in, a little over 3 months.
So if they want to hit him with a 90-day non-compete, they're going to fire him in October.
Fire him in December, right?
Oh, if he gets fired in December, he still has a 90-day, or if he gets the end of his contract?
If he gets fired anywhere before the end of his contract. Now, technically, I think there is some sort of a thing, like they can't fire you on your last day to do a 90-day, but they're within reason. They can fire him, and that 90-day starts at any point. So
they can, so even if it pushes past his contract
date, he's got a
90-day.
If he got fired.
I will see them. I will see you're going to AEW and raise you fuck off in December. Merry Christmas. Here's your papers.
But okay. Best pay-per-view. Give me 1 second.
You guys can take your turns. I'm going to put you guys on the main screen.
All right. So first and foremost, one of the matches I would have to do, and I think we've seen it. I feel like we've seen an FTR versus Young Bucks versus Lucha Brothers. I feel like that's already been a thing. Hold on, I'm just kind of looking because Young Bucks versus Lucha Brothers obviously has been done a million times. FTR versus Young Bucks. I don't think we've seen all three of them face each other. So I would that would certainly be and we can still do it for the tag team titles because, hey, Lucha Brothers are the champs now. So that's something I would definitely be putting on my best match, one of the pay-per-view matches for AEW. I don't have to book anything, do I? Just kind of run through my matches.
Well, the type of match and stuff. I mean, obviously, that's a triple
for
threat.
sure.
This is a
That's a
cage
triple
match.
threat. You know what? Give me that cage. I really enjoyed them being in a cage. That would be some fun flip-de-doos happening and a lot of cage flying. So I'm down for a spot fest for that. At the same time, I know Paige is kind of leaving. Tony Khan mentioned that he was going to be taking some time off, but before he does take some time off,
It's a swerve.
You think? Yeah, you're going on that.
Well, I'm not going in on it being a swerve so much as I think he's referring to the time off that Paige is already taking. I don't think he's referring to additional time off. This is just Paige wanted some time off for the birth of his child. He said, I'll give you time off for the birth of your child. I don't think he was saying that since then, Adam Page has asked for more time off.
Time off could be November.
That's fair.
Oh, that's hey, there's a pay-per-view in November. Weird.
With that, I want to see Cody versus Dustin again. I really love how that feud started, or obviously it's a brother versus brother feud, but I think it was on their first pay-per-view that happened, right? In All Out, like 2019 or something. Give me that again. I think that's fun. I think you put that in a bull rope match sort of ordeal, kind of like what Cody did with Brody Lee. You have that kind of matchup. At the same time, what's wrong?
Just listening. So thus far we have Lucha Bros. We have the match we had 2 nights ago, but we add another team,
which I said was the
FTR.
Best match for of the
FTR.
night.
Hold on. So we're adding FTR to. Hold on. And Cody versus
Dustin
versus Dustin. Okay, those are the 2 matches we have so far. How many are you doing? 7, 9? You could. I mean, it's your booking. It could be 2 nights.
I don't know. I mean, okay. I want to see me some Eddie Kingston versus John Moxley in like some like hardcore hell no DQ crazy match, because they haven't fought. They fought each other, but then they became friends. Did they fight each other?
Yes. They actually talked about it on All Out.
They did talk about it on All Out. Okay, fair enough. So I think that would be tons of fun. The only time I think we do. I think we also revive another Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. First and foremost, I think we make that a longer feud. That was only like a 2-month feud, I want to say, or not even. Maybe it was like a month's worth. Give me more of that unsanctioned Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker without killing each other, though, because you're both awesome and you should keep going. We're not adding Ruby Riott to the list because I feel like I want to put Ruby Riott somewhere else. So yeah, that's gonna be like a no DQ sort of deal, kind of like what they did in unsanctioned match there. Trying to see. I love how all their best matches, though, no matter what, out of all the lists I'm looking at, just contains nothing but Bucks and Lucha Brothers. Oh, they're freaking classics.
I love that you're going back and choosing matches that have already happened from the past and putting them into one pay-per-view. But I'm not that it's better than this.
I'm not. First of all, anyone could definitely make a best of and it would be best of pay-per-view. But I'm just looking at other matches to get ideas. I'm not necessarily just, oh, that happened. But to be fair, a lot of the great matches technically have already happened, but fair enough. I'll definitely be more creative in some aspects.
You're the one booking a better pay-per-view than All Out.
Fair. I'm trying to figure out if they have a trio or not.
You still have a TNT title and a world title to play with too.
Yeah. So world title, I know we're probably going to see it. But I think adding this to the pick, because we've seen them fight before. It's only been 2 years, so I kind of remember all of their matches. Well, there's a lot of good ones, but give me Kenny versus Paige.
Okay.
Kenny versus Paige would be. I feel like would be. They fought. No, when did they fight at the first All Out?
Yeah, they've fought before. It's fine.
They've fought before. Okay. That will just be like a regular size match.
They're actually 1-1 with title implications. Hangman beat Kenny to get to the title match against Jericho, and Kenny beat Hangman for the title recently.
Right. Well, for the title.
Well,
the
title was on the line. Kenny had the title in defense of the title.
Okay. Fair. Okay.
In defense of the title.
With that,
I take that back. No, Hangman won the 21-man battle royal to get the title shot, didn't he?
Yeah, that's Jericho. What I thought too. Yeah,
I don't think Hangman's beat Kenny.
No,
you got anything on this?
No, they haven't. He hasn't beat. I don't think so. I'd have to check Cage Match to be certain, but I don't believe so.
So he's 0-1 against Kenny. Maybe 0-2. Okay, go on. It's a fire match. I'm all for it. It's a fire match.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be for sure. I also really enjoyed. Hold on, let me be creative here before I. So one match that I would absolutely love to see. I'm just not quite sure it makes sense right now, but is give me Jungle Boy. No, they've done, but they haven't really done. They haven't done a feud though. Give me Jungle Boy versus Sammy Guevara. Do I want to add? No, I think that's enough though. Yeah. Give me Jungle Boy versus Sammy Guevara. Just give me like a regular. They make some kind of like. Ladder match seems too lame, but for like some kind of opportunity to face the world champion at a later date, we'll just do like a typical ladder match, I guess. Nothing too crazy. We don't need anything over crazy there in that kind of match, but that would be fire. They have faced each other, I believe, but it's been a while, I would think. Because I'm not recalling anywhere in 2020 that they fought each other. So unless it's Elevation or something, then I don't know. I never watch. Yeah, and by FYI, I just think all of those right now already beat All Out. And I'm not even hating on All Out. You guys are making it sound like I'm hating on All Out.
You gave it a B+.
It's a B+. Do you want me to give me an extra plus to make you happy?
Anything less than an A+ is hating on that show. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you're so judgmental.
Go on. I'm listening.
Thank you.
Attentively.
You.
You still need a TNT title.
I know. I just don't know who I want Miro up against.
Well, it doesn't have to be Miro. You can choose somebody else if you want to have the title. It's down the line. Somebody could have beat Miro for the title. You could make it Brian Cage versus Wardlow if you like the big men. Of course, then you should be booking WWE.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was gonna book Brian Cage versus Miro
in the TNT title.
In the TNT title, it's a big boss battle, a hoss battle rather, or boss battle. But I feel like that might be kind of fun. I don't know. It's kind of Brian Cage hasn't done much.
Wolverine versus the Redeemer. Redeem these sideburns.
Oh, but it's not a best of paper. That can't be on the best. I don't know. That could maybe be good. No, scrap that. No, we'll keep that. We'll keep that. It's going to, however, be. It's going to be in some kind of. It's going to be like a tables match or something. Because getting those two guys up one on another is going to be hard or whatever. It's going to be a little hoss battle. I don't know who's good for Miro right now. I'm still kind of like, it could be fun. So we got the tag.
You had Britt versus Thunder Rosa.
Britt versus Thunder Rosa. That's that's fine.
You had the Brothers Grudge match.
Brothers Grudge match. So we are having like a tag team turmoil. Not Raw, calm down. But like it's gonna be like that tag team match that they had on that crazy I don't know what pay-per-view it was, but it was some like crazy 10-man tag team thing. They all came into the ring. I forgot if that was on a Dynamite or a pay-per-view. But I think Bear Country was when or what Bear Country was with someone, and that's when we saw the guns and so on. However, I basically want to do maybe not 10 because 10 is too crazy. Give me like 6 tag teams. I want a hybrid 2.0 in there. Is it hybrid 2.0? What is it? They're hybrid. What are they called?
They're just 2.0.
No, well, but I mean hybrid.
The hybrid 2 is who you're referring to.
Oh, hybrid 2. Okay. So I would love to see the hybrid 2 versus 2.0. Also, you got to give me the best friends in there. Minus Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy could be yelling again because I think that was a moment in pay-per-view history that we should always keep for a best of. And
he put the honey in B+.
He definitely put the honey in B+. Absolutely. Piss marks off so much there. And I love every minute of it. And of course, the Pride and Powerful as well, because I don't know where the hell they have been for the last however. And you also put in, just make it a 4-man kind of deal. So you have Pride and Powerful 2.0, Hybrid 2. Who am I missing? 2.0, Pride and Powerful, Hybrid.
Jungle Boy's already got a match, so he can't use Jurassic Express.
No, that's it. That's why I was not putting Luchasaurus into it.
I suppose you could have Luchasaurus and Marco Stunt come out.
No, that's weird. Marco Stunt did perfect for what he did at All Out. He did that high-flying move, boom, to knock out the other guys. That was perfect.
Boom.
Yeah.
Is there 7 tag teams in AEW? Is there only 6? There's got to be 7 or 8.
No,
I feel like Jungle Boy.
Yeah, no, there's got to be more. We got the Max Caster and Thing. You got one of the Dark Order people. They can randomly be a tag team. But I guess, all right. But give me Max Caster and what is their name?
The Acclaimed.
The Acclaimed. Yes, my bad.
And just point of fact, there are actually 2 established tag teams in the Dark Order.
Okay.
Because there's Evil Uno and Stu Grayson and John Silver and Alex Reynolds. Both of them have competed consistently as tags. So, in fact, that was actually part of the storyline when they had the match where it was Dark Order and Hangman and versus Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. And if Dark Order and Hangman won, the Dark Order got a tag title shot and Kenny Omega got the world title shot. And the storyline was which one of the Dark Order tag teams was going to get it. And so they were fighting amongst themselves because of that.
Snap. Okay. Fair enough. I totally, I guess, sidetracked on that storyline. So Kenny Omega. I don't know who I'd.
You already had him going up against Adam Page.
Hangman Page.
Yes, his name's Adam.
Yeah, no, I was not Kenny Omega. I was more thinking of Pac. I think you maybe. Because Pac has to be in it.
Yep.
This is where I'm going to put the all out one that didn't happen though. Pac and Andrade. That was one of the ones I was absolutely looking forward to, and that
on main screen again.
Working on it.
There you go.
Jeez, give me a couple moments.
Sorry.
Put it on main screen.
No, not main screen. No. Yeah. So, and Andrade versus Pac. I think if that match was actually on All Out, it might have maybe given me that A+, maybe, perhaps A+. I feel like that was one of the matches I was looking forward to. So perhaps why I gave it such a low rating, it's not that low, it's B+, is because that match was no longer there. I know we knew in advance, sort of ordeal, but I mean, it still was a disappointment to me, and I could have done without, the Big Show match, or maybe even the Miro match if Andrade and Pac were on it, sort of ordeal. Yeah, so that was what? That was 5 matches? You had Kenny versus Hangman. You had the 4-way tag team with Hybrid 2.0, Pride and Powerful, and the Acclaimed. You had... I guess we're keeping the Hoss battle of Brian Cage versus Miro for the TNT.
One women's match. That's all you're gonna have.
Well, I wanted to put Akira Shida versus Rio.
Okay.
But I didn't know what. I guess you could just have a regular match with them. I also wanted to add Swerve somehow because I think Swerve is so great. She's just not. And maybe I need to watch Elevation or
Swole?
Dark. Swole, excuse me.
I was gonna say Swerve is an NXT wrestler.
NXT. Swole.
A male NXT wrestler.
A male NXT wrestler.
I mean, I guess if you want to have him win the women's belt, you know,
it's the Hit Row, guys. Screw it. They can go anywhere. Yeah, so maybe you just make like just Hikaru Shido versus Rio versus Swole to be versus 4-way versus Ruby Riott in a 4-way to see who faces the winner of Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. Because I don't want Nyla Rose anywhere. Nyla Rose anywhere near having a number one contendership. She's great, but I think her job now is to kind of put over the younger talent and make them look more powerful. Although I guess she's fairly new too. I don't know. Just not a fan of her. And yeah, guys, that's my Better Than All Out pay-per-view, and I'm gonna call it All Great. I don't have a name.
Yes. And so, yeah, I think you're safe at not having AEW call you up and try to hire you. It's a good pay-per-view. Not saying it's not.
Who's your surprises? I am curious who your surprises would be, because that's part of what put this other one over so much. The second part is,
okay, that's fair.
I just want to point out, and this isn't to politicize this or anything. This is about the whitest pay-per-view that you could put on with AEW.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who are the black people I can put on this pay-per-view that AEW has?
Hybrid 2 was all that you put on there.
Well, and Hybrid 2 is pretty white too.
Pretty.
Oh,
white. Yeah.
Wait, is it 2.0 that's... Nope, it's Private
They're
Party.
both white, bro.
Private Party is...
Oh, yeah. Jesus. Private Party.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. No.
That's right. You're right. So literally, you did an all-white pay-per-view.
No. Obviously, Private Party would go in that tag team bonanza. We make it a 5-way tag team. Of course.
And of course, we don't like Red Velvet or one of the most dominant women in professional wrestling right now. I guess you do have Swole there, but you had your choice in Jade Cargill or Swole, and you chose Swole.
I think she's a good wrestler. Jade, yeah, you're right. My bad. I guess Jade could go up against. Well, I don't. I haven't seen enough of Jade. I haven't seen enough of Jade though to put on the best of for AEW pay-per-views though.
You're okay.
Who's she gonna go up against? Nyla? Like that might not be a good match. You know what I mean? I don't know. My bad.
He had a couple Asians in there too, so that's all right.
And I had Mexicans. I had Thunder Rosa and or Puerto Ricans. I had Thunder Rosa and Brian
Latinos.
I had Latinos. I had Sammy Guevara. All right. He's very American, but I had Sammy Guevara in there.
Hey, he's the Spanish god.
Spanish god, you have to have him in there. But yeah, my bad. I'm not sad about Jade Cargill because
I'm pissed off about Jade Cargill not being. In fact,
I'm pissed off about Private Party not being.
That's the one that I thought should have won the Royal Rumble, I guess is what I would call it.
Casino Royale Rumble.
Yeah, Casino Royale. That's what it was.
Yeah, I mean that would have been the perfect opportunity for them too. I feel like they're dropping the ball.
I feel like she's so ready. She is so ready.
Yeah, I don't think so. Here's the deal: is we haven't seen enough of her in the ring to say she's so ready, and the few times we have,
that's the problem.
She's been carried by another wrestler who's
that's
very
fair.
capable, and so I'm not prepared to anoint her just yet. And the other side of it is, and this is why I'm going to defend Ruby Riott winning it, Ruby Soho, I should say, winning it. We keep saying that AEW needs to do something to improve their women's division or establish their women's division. Bringing in a known commodity, someone who fans can look at and say, she can wrestle, and putting her up against the top star in AEW women's division right away is 100%. I mean, from day one, and I'll be the first to admit that I was arguing against it at the time, but from day one, AEW was like, how do we establish our men's champion, our heavyweight championship match. What do? Well, we put our top up-and-comer, Hangman Page, against established star, Chris Jericho, the GOAT, right? And I, at the time, thought it was the wrong choice, and I have been proven wrong by having Jericho win it. But having Jericho win it helped establish AEW's belt as legitimate, and also helped establish their men's division as legitimate.
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily saying I think Soho should win the belt first try from Britt Baker. In fact,
no.
In this case, having her lose in a banger of a match establishes Britt Baker better. But I think in that situation, she was the best choice.
It's going to be sort of like a Darby Allin CM Punk sort of ordeal. Britt Baker is going to win because she is, I guess, although Ruby Soho has mentioned she's been wrestling for like 15 years. So she's more the elder legend of this scenario.
Well, and the biggest thing is she's the established one. She's the name that people recognize. She's also the name that people have said, me being one of them for years, was being wasted in WWE, that they really should have given her a shot and they never did. So anyways, I'm not saying that you put together a bad pay-per-view.
Adam Cole versus Daniel Bryan. Boom, that beats everything. And Jericho versus
the right to the feud.
You said that all sarcastic, but Adam Cole versus Daniel Bryan would have put that pretty high on my list right there. So
yeah, like that's a feud that's going to be a banger no matter what. I mean, sure, you can do Adam Cole versus Kenny, you can do Daniel versus Kenny, but Adam Cole, Daniel Bryan, give it to me. It's never happened. That would be a fire match. Let's go. And that, I think that match in itself beats All Out.
I'm guessing it has happened, just not on WWE or AEW.
I feel like we've asked this question a few times.
I feel like cage match is wonderful. And just to answer your question from earlier, Meltzer's star ratings have not come out for All Out yet. Because I looked them up and everything.
Because I can't wait until Meltzer messes it up, and then you can no longer blame me, but blame a guy who's been doing it for 30 years.
Meltzer's going to give the longer than 30 years, and Meltzer's going to give the overall pay-per-view a great rating. The one match he won't give a good rating is the one that you and I loved, and that's the cage match. He will think it's a spot.
Like he won't rate it?
Not a great
he'll
rating.
rate it. He'll rate it. It'll be a 4.25 stars.
He won't rate probably the Big Show match, maybe.
Oh, he'll rate it. It'll get 3 stars.
Which is the one? Oh, he just doesn't rate the cinematic matches. Okay.
Yeah. But he'll rate that spot show, but he'll hate it, and everybody else loves it. So,
so oddly enough, when I look up the thing, we said that Adam Cole versus Bryan Danielson has never happened, and Fabe said, "Oh, it probably has happened, just not in WWE." It has happened one time in WWE.
In WWE, really?
No way, really?
Back November 1st of 2019 on a Friday Night SmackDown, Adam Cole, who was then NXT champion, defeated Daniel Bryan in 20 minutes and 50 seconds.
The invasion angle. That's when it was. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So the one time they have faced was in WWE.
God, but that was a fire match. We should go back and watch. Anyway, so I'm actually going to throw this to the jury and let them go ahead and just decide. And at Real Talk Radio 8 or at JLB420, let them know your thoughts on whether or not that was a better pay-per-view than All Out. He will respond to every single one of your responses.
I mean, whatever, I would. I won't argue though, because the minute you guys get too antsy and crazy and smarky and marky, I will just stop the conversation. I'll be like, "Look, bro, it's your opinion. Like it's mine. That's it. Sit through. I'm done."
Whoa.
Did I just insult? Did I just insult you guys indirectly? Is that
awfully combative here to our fans?
This is motherfucking Twitter, dude. You're gonna get lit up, and you deserve it.
No, but that's it. I get lit up, and then I just don't respond. That's all.
So, just so you know, Wrestling Observer News, Meltzer gave that NXT title match, Adam Cole versus Daniel Bryanson, Daniel Bryanson.
Might as well. Yeah.
4.25 stars.
Really? Well, that's Meltzer for you.
It was the only match of that night that he actually rated, though.
Oh, snap. And I guarantee you, not all of those other matches were cinematic matches.
No. But like Bayley beat Nikki Cross in 8 minutes. Ciampa beat Miz in less than 8 minutes. There was a tag team match where Rhea Ripley and Tegan Nox beat Fire and Desire in 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Oh man, I hope KO comes back and I get me some KO Jericho.
Yes. There will be some Festival of Friendship shit happening there.
For sure.
Okay, so
it's you
to me. Are you ready for this?
For you, because you do have an attention span and you had a little bit of time, I'm hoping you put them in order.
Oh yeah, you better believe it.
How dare you're right? How dare you say I don't have an attention span? You're absolutely right. But we'll play.
The only reason, because order matters, and the reason you hate the Big Show match is because the Big Show match. The reason Smarks loves the Big Show match, Paul Wright match, is because it was in a spot that made sense to have a cooldown.
Mm-hmm. It was the P break match, and that's what we used it for. That's exactly what it was designed for. So, here's the deal: seven matches. 7. I don't have 7 fingers on one hand, so I did this, and I was like, well, that's only 5.
Well,
7 matches.
You should talk to Bruce Almighty about that.
Yes. Match number 1, because I'm not doing a kickoff show for it because they never fucking matter anyway. So, match number 1 on the actual card, right? This is the fire match to get butts in seats and get people fired up. It is a U.S. title ladder match.
Okay.
It features 6 contenders. 6. So, we've got Kushida. We've got Swerve. We've got Gargano. We've got Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, and Ricochet.
That's fire.
Who's the U.S. title holder of that group?
I'm gonna say Zayn.
Why does everyone leave out Tozawa, man?
Because I only have 7 matches to fill.
Don't worry, he'll get the 24/7 title in between because Vince McMahon's going to ruin this booking, regardless.
Yeah, it'll happen. Reggie and Tozawa will be fighting in a jungle gym at a kid's park or something.
Here's ice cream.
You let him go.
So a U.S. belt ladder match. I'm going to give it solid 15 minutes or so to really go. You got 6 contestants in there. Plenty of time for people to. And the winner and new U.S. title belt holder at the end of that will be Johnny Gargano.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mostly because he's smart enough to let all the other people just fuck each other up, and then he can climb up ladder. Match numero 2 is going to be a number 1 contender for the Raw Women's title later in the show.
Ooh.
It is going to be a triple threat match featuring Shayna Baszler, Rhea Ripley, and Io Shirai.
Ooh. The three in a row that held the with Charlotte thrown in there that held the NXT title.
Mm-hmm. The winner of that match is going to be Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, buddy. Well done.
Who's going to face Charlotte? Is that what you're doing?
Going to face Charlotte? Yes, later in the night. Right.
Yeah.
Match number 3 is going to be a cage match for the now vacant Universal title.
I got to know the story behind the vacancy.
Why is it vacant?
I'm gonna go with.
Please don't say leukemia.
No. I'm gonna go with.
It's a real thing, man.
Yeah. It's something Vince would do, but no, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say Brock, angry at having lost to Roman, attacks Roman afterwards and takes him out, and he has to vacate the title. Which also means that Brock can't be in this match, then, right? Because he was a dick. Mm-hmm. Brock is not in this match. He also is not in this match because he just lost to Roman Reigns.
He's also just not in a pay-per-view.
So this is for the vacant Universal title.
Okay.
And this protects Roman Reigns so he can come back later and challenge and say, I never really lost it.
Because you don't hate him as a heel. I get it.
You know, all of that stuff. But this gives a chance for an absolute fire cage match. I almost considered putting this in Hell in a Cell. But I decided just a regular cage match would do it.
So escaping wins.
Escaping wins, but none of these people are going to legitimately try to escape because you have Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Kevin Owens.
Oh my God, you're gonna have people jumping off the top.
You better believe it.
Or you'll just have Kevin Owens jumping off the top.
Oh, Finn Balor would too.
A coup de grace off the top. A coup de grace. Oh, Owens
as he lands, he takes a Shinsuke knee to the back of the head. The
Kinshasa.
Yeah, Kinshasa to the back of the head with all that he can muster. So he's down 2.
It's disappointing how I forgot how good Shinsuke is because WWE made him so shit.
Mm-hmm. The winner of the match is going to get a true run with the Universal title for a while.
Sounds like Finn Balor wins.
Yes, Finn Balor. As he deserves. Right. Match.
And a good feud again with each of those guys for a while.
Yeah. It fills up plenty of time. You know, Roman can take some time off and just relax and recuperate and all of that stuff, and then can come back and
we can acknowledge him again.
He can record Hobbs and Shaw 7.
Mm-hmm, yes. This time with 30% more Roman Reigns. Match number 4.
Not because that was funny. It was because cigarettes.
No, it was because it was funny and cigarettes.
Match number 4. This is probably going to be... This is one of only 2... traditional matches really without like any real stipulation to it. But there is a stipulation. It's just not a match stipulation. This is a tag team title unification match. The Street Profits versus RK Bro.
That'd be fun.
Winner becomes the WWE tag team champions.
Yeah.
Winner, Street Profits.
Like it.
Match number 5. SmackDown Women's Title No DQ match. Current champion, Becky versus Toni Storm.
No Alexa, no Bianca in this. No Sasha, no Bailey.
Yeah. Who's all white now?
I'm gonna
the Street Profits.
I have Kushida. I have Swerve. I have Ricochet.
Okay.
I have Io Shirai. I have Nakamura. I have the Street Profits. I've got more color than the entire AEW roster on this.
Keep in mind, he hasn't done the WWE Championship yet either.
I sure have not.
And though he doesn't love Bobby Lashley, I'm thinking he likes Bobby Lashley enough to have him lose.
Or not even be the champion.
Well, I don't know.
He is going to be the champion. I'll just spoil that.
But Goldberg, I swear to God.
I'm supposed to be making a good pay-per-view.
I'm just making sure maybe you didn't hear the worst pay-per-view ever.
Hold up. The down match is Charlotte versus...
the cool down match.
Oh my gosh,
is going to be Charlotte versus Baszler. That's the only downside here. I mean, technically,
that's going to be a 3-minute tap out.
But Toni Storm versus Becky. This is going to be for this show rare retention with Bex winning. But because it's a no DQ match, that makes a whole lot of sense for the heel in the story to win.
Yeah. No DQ false count anywhere.
Mm-hmm. So then match number 6, the cool down match, is going to be the Raw Women's title match. Charlotte Flair defending against Shayna Baszler.
Oh my God, you're about to make Keith Lee the champion. I just realized. Sorry, go on.
Shayna Baszler is going to tap the fuck out of Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is going to be bloody by the end of this. And not because Baszler bit her neck or any shit like that, but because Baszler beat the shit out of her and then taps her out to the Karaputa clutch. Match number 7, the main event.
The WWE title
is going to be a 30-minute Iron Man triple threat for the Raw title. Your contenders are going to be, of course, current champion Bobby Lashley versus Karrion Kross versus Keith Lee.
Oh my God. Oh, that's so fucking fire. In an Iron Man match, those guys hit so hard. They're all going to be dead by the end of this.
So what happened? Who was... Oh,
geez. 30-minute Iron Man triple threat is Bobby Lashley, Karrion Kross, and Keith Lee.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, they're all done.
Will any of them not have a broken back at the end of this? Holy shit.
And then finally anointing the enlightened one, the righteous one, Keith Lee becomes the Raw WWE title holder.
Overtime or no overtime? One apiece and then overtime? That'd be cool.
I'm thinking we have 2 apiece and then a short sudden death overtime. And the reason I'm saying 2 apiece,
they all beat each other once.
They all beat each other once, and there's going to be one towards the end where all 3 of them cannot answer a 10 count.
Oh,
because they're literally dead.
Yeah, because those guys don't do Iron Man matches. Thank God you didn't make it an hour. My God.
And then there's going to, of course, be what's going to happen? I don't know what's going to happen. Who's the champion now? And a little bit of time passes, and they start to get up a little bit and all this stuff. And then
no chance.
Yeah, and then you could have it be no chance, or you could have it be money, 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 money. Money.
Okay, so apparently it's Ted DiBiase and not Shane McMahon. It's here comes the money. Here we go.
Yeah, whatever.
No, right.
Money, money, money.
It could be Ted DiBiase. Who fucking cares?
Time to play the game.
Yeah, could be whoever comes out, or heck, it could be fucking Sonya Deville, because she's apparently authority now, so it doesn't matter. Someone comes out and says we're going to restart this in sudden death, and they've all had a little bit of chance to recuperate, so they do have a final sudden death thing. And then what should I do the finish? Karrion Kross gets knocked out of the ring. Keith Lee hits a Spanish fly on Bobby Lashley.
I knew the Spanish fly was coming. I knew
off the top.
And then he hulks up.
And then he hulks up and hits Bobby Lashley with finish. Boom. Your new. Did I just
is limitless.
Did I just book the best WWE pay-per-view of all time?
The problem being though that you can't do it 3 weeks later. Booking it 3 weeks later is what becomes the nightmare off of that.
Why can't you book it 3 weeks later?
Because all of those matches just happened. So now the hard part is you have to have down pay-per-views, or you have to have less of them. AEW has gone the less of them route. WWE has gone the down route.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the deal. I mean, this would be a very hard pay-per-view to follow up. I get it.
It'd be easier on the women's front because you have Sasha and Bayley and Alexa and
This one would have to be one of the big four, and frankly, with 7 matches, and
probably SummerSlam.
This is either a SummerSlam or a WrestleMania, sort of a thing. Yeah. I mean, because that U.S. ladder match, it's every belt on the line basically. And so it's got to be one of the big four and one of the bigger of the big fours for it. And so you can have the down pay-per-view 3 weeks later. That's WrestleMania Payback.
Backlash.
WrestleMania.
Backlash. Money in the
WrestleMania
Bank.
Backlash. Payback. WrestleMania Backlash.
Whatever. Yeah, that'll work. I like it. I truly think if JLB had time to sit down and put them in order, his would have been a little bit stronger. He was on the spot right off the bat, so I am going to give him a little bit of a pass there.
No, that's fair. I really should start making a list. But honestly, it's all off the cuff, and then I get nervous, and then I'm like, boo! Can't do it.
So, the thing I will say, JLB, you needed a milk crate ladder match, the milk crate challenge ladder match, and it needed to be.
I still haven't watched these yet. I just don't want to.
No, that's never happened.
Stupid.
You would be inventing that. So
no, it's a TikTok thing, right?
Oh yeah.
I just never watched it because I'm like, this looks stupid.
But I could see Moxley and Joey Janela in that match, and it would be horrible and deadly.
Only if you put a barbed wire baseball bat at the top of the milk crate. So whoever got to the top of the milk crates could get it.
Use the barbed wire baseball bat.
But no, in fairness, I will say this. In fairness, JLB's challenge was harder than mine because his challenge was make something better than something that we feel was within the top 3 pay-per-views of all time.
Yeah,
period. Right.
And in WWE, that's pretty easy to do right now.
And for me, my challenge was just make something that's the best WWE pay-per-view in recent memory, right? Now, I may have, in my opinion, put together potentially the best WWE pay-per-view of all time. But that wasn't really the challenge was to just be better than what WWE's been. And that's really easy to do.
It is.
I mean,
it is.
Literally.
Well, and we said this on Sunday, I think, or last Tuesday. WWE is actually the most talented roster still. They're just the worst booked roster.
But
yeah.
So anyway, moving forward.
This milk. Oh my god. This milk crate challenge is freaking stupid. I said, you know what? I just talked about it. I never watched this. This stupid. I mean, this might be right up there with the Tide Pod eating. Like,
oh yeah, it's a death trap. All I'm saying is,
how do you get it all of
up,
these crates? This is crazy.
It's right up Joey Janela's alley.
Oh, for sure, and
Moxley.
and John Moxley for sure. This
You have
idiot
to
is
stack
actually
milk
going on the
crates.
top one.
You have to stack milk crates tall enough to reach the bat. Now, it doesn't have to be 10 feet tall. You could do like a 4-foot ladder.
or even Jeff Hardy's alley too. Or maybe when he was younger, not so much now. Or Mick Foley. No, not now.
you can't control what direction those milk crates go. That's the problem.
This is ridiculous. This guy's kind of doing it, but
you could gimmick the milk crates by gimmicking them together, super glue,
setting them up so they could be interlocking. That's what you would do, is make it so they can be interlocking.
That's the whole point, guys. It's not a challenge anymore, is it? It's cheating.
Yeah, it's a wrestling match, dude.
It's a wrestling match. You do have to be able to control the
cheating.
ending.
No. Oh my God, this guy fell right in between. I'm gonna watch these all night now. Screw making designs. Just watch milk crate challenges.
So we'll go ahead and
it's your fantasy booking, sir.
To my fantasy booking. I just realized I never changed it to your bookings.
Yep, it's okay. I enjoyed my name always being. Oh my God.
All right.
So mine I was gonna be real dickish originally, and my original thought was I was gonna challenge you guys to fix Raw. I was gonna say just fix it somehow. But considering I think I just did with this. If they followed this, right? WWE's problems would go away if they did that.
Well, I mean, there'd be enough fire off of that one pay-per-view that you could ride the coattails for a while.
Yeah. I mean, literally, you could have Lashley versus Keith Lee, Karrion Kross versus Keith Lee, Lashley versus Karrion Kross for 3 months, feuding over who gets a shot at that Raw title again. Flair, of course, trying to get back the title from Baszler, while Ripley and Io both.
Nia Jax would be after it too.
Nia Jax coming after it, and then of course throwing in Alexa Bliss and all the other, Raw women's people. Toni Storm versus Becky leads to a whole bunch of potential Toni Storm wanting it back. You still, of course, Toni Storm wanting another shot. You still, of course, have
Sasha
coming back, Bayley coming back, Asuka. Exactly. You've got a lot of choices there. The Universal title match, Nakamura Owens can continue to feud over who gets a shot again, and then you have Roman down the road. And this time he's coming in not as the current champion, but as the person trying to claim the belt. And then that US belt ladder match sets up 3 new main roster potential stars in Gargano, Swerve, and Kushida, with Gargano being the new U.S. title holder. There's a whole lot of stuff you can go off there. And I'm just realizing I did 7 matches. I didn't do the Intercontinental belt, not at all.
Nope. Nope, sure didn't. You also didn't do the women's tag belt.
I sure didn't, because they don't have any women's tag teams anymore.
No, they don't. You're right. Suppose Sasha and Bayley could come out and run a vignette. Yeah,
they could rejoin the Bots and the Hug Connection. Just still a dumb name. But anyways, but I'm not gonna be that guy and challenge you guys to fix Raw or fix main roster. I'm gonna let you guys have just a little bit more fun. You guys are gonna pick either Adam Cole or Bryan Danielson, and you are going to book their first run up till the next pay-per-view in AEW. So you're going to book what their feud's going to be, who they're going after, what they're trying to do up until the November pay-per-view. Of course, if one of you picks Cole, then the other one has to pick Danielson. So
I'm gonna let you pick who you want.
I feel like they're going to be facing each other, though. It's going to end up leading to them facing each other in November, I
didn't say to predict what it is. I said you're going to book it.
But that's
You
what I
can-
would book.
You
okay,
can-
if that's what you book, that's fine. I won't book that. You pick your person. Because you have to pick you have to pick 8 weeks worth of 9 weeks worth of matches. 9 weeks
that's
worth
true.
of setup. I mean, setup. It doesn't
That's
have to be matches every week. You don't have to pick 9 matches to occur. But some
That's
setup.
fair. All right, I'll go with. I'll let you have the baby. I'll go with Daniel Bryan.
Adam Cole, baby.
Okay. So who's going first?
My underarm waved at you.
You go first.
I'm going first. Okay, so we're gonna start off. I really love the concept of Elite being as about being draped in gold, kind of like number 1 Kenny Omega has been, and number 2 Undisputed Era was. So I think the feud that is easily set up with Adam Cole Bebe is that he is going to work through teamwork type stuff. So he's the singles competitor that is not Kenny Omega. So yes, I know Brandon Cutler's there, but he's not.
You're not wrong.
He's not elite.
They also have Michael Nakazawa.
Not gonna be elite anymore. They are henchmen. They are not elite. They are. If it was the Mafia, they would not ever rank as a Don. So, Adam Cole, baby, is going to have a feud. I'm going to start him off with a short feud with Darby Allin, just to say, look, I can beat the same guy that CM Punk beat. Not a big deal. Whoop-de-doo. No biggie. And then CM Punk's going to interfere probably 3 weeks in, and he's going to beat CM Punk. At that point, he's going to give CM Punk his first loss, but CM Punk's going to be like, man, I'm not here for guys like you. I'm here for these young guys that are great, that are the up and comers. You're not an up and comer. You're a has been. Kind of a bullshit call out on Adam Cole for being 34 when he's like 45. Like I think that'd be pretty cool. Adam Cole's just like, whatever, I beat you. I'm moving on. And he's going to transition to the TNT title. So he'll take out Mox or anybody who's a number 1. So there's going to be a group of people vying to become the number 1 contender for Miro's title. And Adam Cole is going to take them out week by week. So he's going to come out and just last shot them while they're in the ring having their match, and continually interrupt and just boom, hits them with the last shot, boom, hits them with the Panama Sunrise, whatever it may be. Just finds an opportunity to attack the contenders for Miro's title to bring all the gold to the Elite. And then he's going to get his title shot in November, because what's going to happen is Cody's going to come out and be like, fine, you want that title? Here's your shot. But it's your first and your last shot. Kind of playing on the wizard that Adam Cole does as his last shot. So, and he's going to win the title off of Miro, causing Miro to have his first loss. Now, Cole can lose matches in there. He can even lose the one to CM Punk, through shenanigans or something. But he's going to get the title shot with Miro, and that's going to be Miro's first loss is Adam Cole, baby. And that's how I do that first run. I want the Darby match. I want a Jungle Boy match in there.
You have to. Well, they're against each other, right? Like Elite versus good guys.
Yeah. Maybe a Christian Cage match. Probably not. And Christian Cage should just be like, I'm going to go off to Impact for a while.
Right.
I mean, he'll be back. It's fine. But you're gonna have a Daniel Bryan feud in there, but that's not what his real goal is. His real goal is to bring the Elite all the gold. And if he's putting all the gold back with the Elite, he's got to beat Miro to do it.
But he doesn't. Lucha Brothers doesn't have the gold anymore. He has the gold now.
Well, okay, yeah, and that's fine. That's not his job to bring the Lucha Brothers the gold back from the Lucha Brothers. His job is to be the mid-card champion.
Fair.
Until he decides that he wants to challenge to be the main card champion.
Until Kevin Owens comes to AEW, Young Bucks end up going with Adam Cole, and they build Mount Rushmore again, and then Adam Cole is going to go after Kenny Omega.
The reason they'll do that is because Kenny Omega lost to Hangman. The reason the Elite will break up is Hangman's beating of Kenny Omega. That's what I truly, truly believe will happen.
I think it was you guys who told me, and this was my other wrestling group people. My bad. Apologies. I think it was actually Smarks who told me that it was Adam Cole who got someone got backstabbed. It was Kenny Omega who got kicked out, or was
they killed Adam Cole?
Yeah, they killed Adam
Cole.
And then they had a seance. They held a seance on being the Elite this week to bring him back.
Did they really?
They did. It was really. I'm telling you guys, you have to start watching Being the Elite, and not just for storyline, because so much of it's just silly shit. But they do shit like this, and they held a seance to try to bring him back. And it
worked 6 days later.
And they failed the seance, or at least so they thought. And so they left the room, and then the camera cut at the seance, and some smoke happened, and then there's Adam Cole. But he pulls out his phone. He's like, "What's going on? Where's Super Dragon?" All this stuff, because going back to his old PWG, stuff like that. And then he pulled his phone out and he goes, "Holy cow, that's the date." So storyline wise, according to that, is he's been dead for the last 5 years and doesn't have any memory of WWE time. So better ratings. That's what I want.
I mean, it works. They can do it.
All right. So my turn.
Yeah.
So I think one of the good things about Bryan Danielson is the fact that you can really get him to really face anybody, because he's kind of that CM Punk kind of guy. Hey, I'm here to help out the earlier talent, the newer kids. Then here to help everyone out and whatever, right? Just a good guy. The fans are going to like me. Side little note, because I just remembered. Is there a reason why Daniel Bryan didn't do the whole yes thing? Is he technically not allowed to?
He in the media scrum, he addressed it. He says he doesn't know, he doesn't think WWE trademarked it or whatever. However, he hasn't decided whether he's going to do it at all, because it is a WWE thing, and out of respect for WWE, he's not going to try to capitalize on that. But he also said that's in the past. In the media scrum, he specifically, CM Punk can be all here like, I just want to work with the young guys and make them look good and everything. He goes, no, I'm here to kick their fucking teeth in.
Okay.
So he's definitely going with a more aggressive
tone
with it. Also, just
even his song too is "I'm gonna kick your effing head." So,
So I do want to point out, because I just looked it up here, and at least according to the users of Cage Match, AEW All Out is rated by them the number one AEW event, number one of all time. The only one that's actually above it is AEW Dynamite number 65, which was the celebration of Brody Lee. And that's got a higher rating, but that's a sentimental rating there. Not so much about the matches. but it's above all of the other ones according to them. 461 votes, and
it's above Revolution when John Moxley won, huh?
Yeah, it's above. Let me see if
Wait,
Revolution 2020 was 8.57 rating by Cage Match, and this one is 9.58.
Hold on, time out.
People are just spoiled, bro. They're getting caught up with the Adam Cole, and it wasn't the best eight. Come on, man. If it wasn't for those surprises, no way.
Can't possibly be better than the Exploding Ring match.
Yeah. Was that Double or Nothing?
Exploding Ring, baby.
Was that Double or Nothing?
I believe
it was. That on
2021.
No, it wasn't. It was on a pay-per-view. That's for sure.
Double or Nothing. But I just couldn't remember whether there's double or Nothing or
it might have been the second Revolution, which would really sucked.
Revolution. If it was Revolution, I can't find it on the.
Did Moxley? No, because Moxley didn't hold the title exactly a year. It had to be 20. It had to be Double or Nothing.
I'm pretty sure it was Double or Nothing.
Just click it. Just to see. So here's the deal: is
maybe he did hold the title exactly a year.
There's only been 3 champs. It was right around a year, but I'm gonna say that it was not Double or Nothing, because that one, the main event was the AEW World Title three-way with Kenny Omega versus Orange Cassidy and Pac.
Okay.
Of this year?
Yeah.
Of this year. Yep.
It might have been Revolution and Revolution. That'd be crazy. Then we're all just sitting here waiting for Revolution for title changes.
I don't remember Orange Cassidy being in the main event against Kenny Omega at a big pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Damn it. Did I miss this pay-per-view or something? Okay, that's fair.
No, fine. You only gave it a C-. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus. Don't even. Like you would have remembered what I gave it.
Okay, so why don't you book Daniel Bryan real quick?
Yeah, so
Bryan Danielson.
So honestly, it's going to be more along the lines of Bryan Danielson is going to try to get to Kenny Omega and Adam Cole, but the Elite is always going to kind of swerve him, right? So he's never really doing anything with them per se, but every match, so Daniel Bryan, though, is like, listen, I want to kick some heads in. I'm here to wrestle. I like wrestling, and they're going to show that whole thing that he did afterwards. I am a wrestler. I like wrestling, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to kick some heads in. So he's literally going to take on anybody who sees fit. However, the first person you're going to see him kind of do a little thing with that might last a few weeks, closer to a month, would be with, I'm thinking you either do something with either Chris Jericho, you kind of do like a nice little like best in the world kind of thing, right? Jericho makes fun of Daniel Bryan for because Jericho's face now, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Damn it.
If you're going to want someone to make fun of him, it's MJF.
It's MJF. Yeah, exactly. That might actually be pretty fun too, because Daniel Bryan's all about respect and he's all about kicking his effing head in. So he maybe does something a little with MJF. They kind of lead to, but every time Daniel Bryan's technically going to go on some kind of losing streak, though, because the Elite is always going to somehow do something to tamper with the match, whether that is actually get involved or they play around with the rules. And I know AEW is not a huge fan of necessarily. Well, no, but Kenny Omega does it all the time, though. And so do the Young Bucks with his people, so it works. So that kind of happens until until the legends eventually corner the Elite to eventually go in the ring, and they basically make it a thing official for the November pay-per-view. Before the actual pay-per-view, though, you are going to have the Elite versus like Daniel Bryan, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy. You're going to have a full-fledged like 5-on-5 matchup. But before that, you're pretty much going to have Daniel Bryan basically do open challenges, and it's going to be against old school WWE legends like Jericho, or do something with CM Punk perhaps, but it's all going to be out of respect. The only problem is it's just going to get to a point where the Elite is always messing around, and I believe you will see Kenny Omega versus Daniel Bryan at November's pay-per-view. Here's to hoping for the title. Unless you would have to. Yeah, you will see that because unless you do Adam Cole first. No, you're going to see him go against Kenny Omega, but that's when Adam Cole is kind of just going to mess up that whole scenario. Kenny won't be losing it to Daniel Bryan because Daniel Bryan will be doing something with Adam Cole for up until like next year sort of ordeal. So you'll still have Kenny Omega keeping the title, and Omega essentially challenging Kenny then. Paige eventually challenging Kenny in November and saying, hey, we'll meet at whatever next pay-per-view is. And that's when Kenny will officially lose it. But Daniel Bryan will not be getting the title, and then we'll go on a lengthy feud with Adam Cole, baby. No, not a fan.
No, I like it just fine. I mean, in the end, like you had said that when I brought him up, you're like, well, I think that's going to be the feud, Adam Cole versus Bryan Danielson. I don't. I think the feud's going to be Adam Cole versus Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega. I think Adam Cole's going to be a pothole in the road for it.
Okay.
but in reality, I think it's going to be, I'm coming after that belt. You stop him. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
I get past him. I'm still coming after the belt. That's what I think would probably happen. But in the end, no, I want to see Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega, right?
Yeah. No, for sure. Either one, I'm good. It's just I don't know. Because I feel like you don't put the title on Daniel Bryan.
No, you don't.
At least not in the next year.
No, I 100% say you don't, right? But here's the deal. That's 100% based on the fact that Kenny Omega is going to hold on to that title. In my opinion, this is the way to do it. Kenny Omega is going to hold on to that title until Hangman Page comes back to beat him for it.
Right.
The person to take the title off Kenny Omega is going to be Hangman Page, and it's going to be by Hangman Page kicking out of the one-winged angel, and then hitting the buckshot lariat and the dead eye for the victory. You
think they're going to give that to Hangman Page?
I think that's 100% what they're building up for.
Wow.
And 100% it's going to be the biggest pop you've ever heard during a match. It's not going to be CM Punk pop. But it's going to be the biggest pop you've ever heard during a match when Hangman Page kicks out of the one-winged angel and is able to come back and then win via the buckshot lariat and deadeye. That's the storyline to tell. But during that time, you have to have banger matches because, like you said, we know that Hangman Page is taking some time off. We know that. That was reported months ago. When he lost to not months, but a month ago, when he lost to Omega in that match, it came out that was always the plan. He was going to lose and take some time off to go be with his pregnant wife, as they gave birth to their baby. and then spend time with the baby. And frankly, as a father, I wish I could have spent more time with my baby. So I'm all for it and spend as much time as he needs. But in 2 months, when Full Gear is about to come up, that Full Gear is the time to have Hangman Page come out after Kenny Omega wins against whoever. In this scenario, it would be Bryan Danielson, and Kenny Omega is, celebrating in the ring, and then Hangman Page shows up and says, I want another shot. And everyone's like, yeah.
Because they won't do a 5-man, will they? They won't do an actual 5-man for the pay-per-view. Elite versus Luchasaurus, Daniel Bryan.
They might for Stadium Stampede.
Is that officially they're going to do that every year now? I guess so.
I think they're going to do that at Double or Nothing every year. I think. I think that's their goal. I mean, here's the deal: is in the future, post-pandemic, they might actually be in a stadium for Double or Nothing, instead of just being adjacent to a stadium. So they might have some shots there for a stadium stampede
the crowd
that actually goes through the crowd and goes into the
here's the
concession
hoping for
stands
that.
areas and everything. I don't know. But no, that they've done 4-man matches before. They've done 4-way tag matches. They've done cage matches. They could bring back Blood and Guts. And have a 5-on-5 match at Blood and Guts or something. So I mean, they've got lots of stuff they could do there. But
nice, yeah. Either way, guys, Dynamite's tomorrow.
Yeah,
we don't have to wait long to really see the end. What happened right after All Out. So super stoked.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun seeing whose face gets kicked in first by Bryan Danielson.
And so, for those of you who don't know, the reason why Daniel Bryanson didn't come out with the final countdown is because it's too freaking costly.
$50,000 per
time you use it. Yeah, that's it.
Really?
Yeah. Well, ROH went to apparently like a show in like England or something, and they wanted to get the rights to use it. It was like $50,000 then in 2008. Then I think it became like really popular in like 2010.
Here's the deal.
It's probably even more now.
Here's the deal. Ring of Honor and ECW spent a lot of their time playing by the concept of we'll use it until we get a cease and desist. And even then, if we get sued, we will put it in litigation for decades if we need to. So we never actually have to pay for it. That's what Paul Heyman, like literally his whole mentality was, just.
I wonder if Metallica ever tried to sue them. I feel like that's something Metallica would do.
They very well might have, but again, Paul Heyman, because if I'm correct, Paul Heyman's parents were lawyers.
Right.
And so his whole concept was just tie it up in litigation and we'll never have to pay it because it'll just constantly be in litigation, They might get a victory and we'll appeal it and go back to court and keep it in litigation. And then, by the time it got done and out of litigation, all that stuff, ECW didn't exist anymore.
Right.
And they couldn't go after WWE for it because WWE now owned ECW. But WWE wanted people using it, and they weren't currently using it. So, anyways, but we are going to go ahead and move on to our game that we play every week, AEW Ring of Honor or Impact, where we throw out 3 current WWE wrestlers that need to be put in one of the other promotions. So I'm always the one who starts it off because I made up the rules. So your challenge is 3 wrestlers, 2 of whom are currently known to be frustrated with their time in WWE, and 1 of who probably is, but we don't know. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm going to take KO to AEW, not for Rushmore, but for just the pure mic skills. I think any feud he has is just fire. I look forward to every feud he has, even when I know they're going to fuck him over in a last man standing match, all of that. So I'm absolutely fine with that. I don't think they're going to fuck him over. I think WWE fucked him over. Shinsuke to Impact and Sami Zayn to ROH. And this really is nothing against Sami Zayn. There's just, number one, he had a great career in ROH. Number 2, I think there's so much more upside to Shinsuke. I think that unfortunately Sami Zayn's been booked to hell. And that sucks for Sami Zayn, but at the end of the day, he has to rebuild what he spent time building before in ROH. So, and that's a great place for him to do it. And he would draw there. It's just Shinsuke. Shinsuke needs the pop that AEW's crossover with Impact would give him.
Okay. JLB.
Nice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree with Kevin Owens to AEW. Just mic skills, phenomenal wrestler. He's tight with everybody there. He can easily do something with 2.0. He can easily do something with Mount Rushmore. He'll fit anywhere he goes there. So absolutely perfect fit, without a shadow of a doubt. I do think you bring Sami Zayn, though, to Impact. I think Sami Zayn is just as good on the mic, just as athletic to go with the X Division guys, stuff like that. It's really hard, honestly, but I mean, I don't know if Shinsuke's ever been to ROH. I'm guessing not. I'm thinking he's just been in New Japan before WWE, perhaps, or All Japan, whatever have you. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to put them, just because I feel like Sami can even use his El Generico gimmick still in Impact as well. So that will work.
What are you talking about?
Gimmick?
I don't know, guys. Whatever. It works. It's
El Generico's retired. Sami Zayn still wrestles.
Sami Zayn is bringing El Generico back out of retirement. Okay. And they're going to tag together. It's just, unfortunately, one will always be leaving the ring and never show up to be his tag partner. It's going to be entertaining and interesting. And if anyone could pull it off, it's Sami Zayn and El Generico.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's what you do.
So who wants to go next?
You missed it once. I had Smarks book Sami Zayn versus El Generico. He was so mad.
Yes, I did not like doing that at all.
He ranted for an hour. It was bad.
Oh man, you gotta definitely
here.
post which episode that is, because I'm pretty sure the fans would love to.
I'm 97% sure that Smarks deleted the episode from our vocabulary.
No, it is up there. I hate it, but it's
God,
up
he
there.
was so mad. He was like, "It's impossible. They have the same moveset. It's gonna be boring."
It actually would be boring. I'm telling you that.
They'd counter each other all the time. It's like they're in each other's heads. It's crazy.
It's almost like they're the same person and they know exactly what the other one's gonna do.
That's what I'm saying. It's mind-boggling how well you know someone.
Anyway, I'll go next.
Okay.
Oh no, don't let me be last. Mine is garbage.
Okay, go. You go next.
Okay, JLB gets to be the cooldown.
Woo! Cool down. Yay! I'm the Paul White freaking QT Marshall match. Ugh. All right. So I'm gonna make this hard for you guys.
Every time he does that, it's super easy.
Yeah, you gonna show us some nipple or something?
Yeah.
I always have nippleitis. That's why I'm wearing a black shirt. You can't see them.
And it's why I wear light shirts.
You can't see them.
That's why I wear sleeveless shirts.
Oh,
Billy.
I can't unsee that. Yeah, all right. So, guys.
How they itch.
So, you guys are getting...
God, I bet your REM sleep is just unbelievably good.
Why?
Because when you're thinking, your eyes
shake?
flash back and forth, man.
No, to be fair, that's anytime I'm focusing. So even when I'm reading, it's really messed up. People are like, what the fuck? How is you reading that fast? I'm not actually reading that fast. My eyes just freaking go bonkers. I see perfectly well, though. I don't see everything going cray.
Well, in fairness, I think it's just magnified by your glasses. So we see it as...
But it still happens, though, I think, when I remove them. So let me know if you guys eventually see it. I think it's because my eyes have been magnified so much kind of thing.
That's my point is it's magnified by your glasses. I don't think they're moving as much, but with your glasses on, they look like they're moving. They look like they're doing this.
We will test that theory. I will do mine without my glasses on, and you guys will let me know at the end of it. My eyes are also really small. What?
While you're thinking.
No. I got it. So, guys, you are picking Elias, Omos.
No, you can see him still, dude.
No, I'm saying you you still can see them. They just don't look as drastic without the thing.
Oh, okay.
But they're still moving.
They're still moving. I'm just saying here what I'm saying is without your glasses on, they move like this.
I can't see what you're doing.
With your glasses on, without your glasses, they move like this. With your glasses on, they look like they're moving like this. Because your glasses magnify your eyes, and
it just looks bigger.
Yeah. So that looked bigger, and the movement looks bigger. It's still there. I never said it wasn't there. I was saying that your glasses are magnifying the movement to make it look bigger than it actually is. Anyway, Elias.
No, I'm switching it up. We're gonna have Sami, Cesaro, and Shinsuke.
God, it was gonna be harder with Elias and Omos. So
pretty hard.
So Sami, Shinsuke, and Cesaro, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Of those three, I'm putting Nakamura in AEW. I am putting Cesaro in Impact, and Sami Zayn's going back to Ring of Honor. That's the best place for him in this particular configuration. But Cesaro in Impact could have, just some matches. Cesaro versus Moose would be fun. Cesaro in the X division going up against Josh Alexander would be bonkers. Or against Chris Bay would be fun, and so on. And then, I personally, I would love to see Nakamura in that AEW title picture. So that's my choice.
World title picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna switch it up, mostly because we're supposed to. And I'm gonna put any one of these three. There's not one of these that's resoundingly above like Kevin Owens was with the other. That said, I'm gonna put Cesaro into AEW. I think there's something to be said for what Miro's done as a big powerhouse who doesn't talk a lot. Not that he doesn't talk at all, just doesn't talk a lot. And I think you could give him a really good Cesaro swing type gimmick. And so I think that works. I am going to put, I don't want to shit all over Sami Zayn, so I'm going to put him into Impact. Again, any one of these three could go to any one of these three locations, but I'm going to put him there just because I want the fire matches. His mic skills amplify something for Impact that they aren't good enough to carry AEW. They are good enough to actually carry Impact.
I feel like he'd be the best guy on the mic.
Of those three, yeah, he is.
No, I mean an Impact.
Oh, an Impact. Yeah, I mean, barring maybe Scott D'Amore. Sami Callihan's there, and now Christian Cage is there.
Okay, Cage, fine. Yeah.
And Sami Callihan has good mic skills. He just has an irritating voice.
That's what it is. Okay.
So, and then that puts Shinsuke in ROH. Now, that said, had Shinsuke stuck with the no speak English
different story
interviews, I think you carry that in anywhere. And he cuts great interviews, and then he gets to a tough question, and he says, "No speak English." Oh my God, I loved it. And he should do it over and over and over and over and over again. That's how good it was.
I don't know why they dropped that. I really don't.
I think that they got some heat for it being insensitive to the Asian market, but I
personally think they just dropped it because it wasn't catching on. It wasn't marketable. So they're like, let's.
Oh my gosh, that is so marketable. In fact, let's make a shirt, no speak English.
And you even had them do that with Funaki back in the day when he wouldn't even say anything, but he'd be like, "Indeed," as another voice. Like they've done this before and they know it works. Funaki got widely popular because of that.
Yeah, he became one of their announcers because of it, for heaven's sakes. So,
right.
Yeah, I think it's gold. But they did drop that, and again, it's about the cooled market, and right now he's got kind of a cold market where Rick Boogs is carrying him in matches, and very short term. In the long run, Shinsuke is still the better wrestler, but there's hype around Rick Boogs right now, and so Shinsuke is kind of the back of that picture too. So
it's messed up.
But it's true. It's where it's at right now. That doesn't mean it's correct. It's just where it's at right now. So,
do we know when Shinsuke's contract is ending?
Never. He's actually said he wants to be a WWE lifer.
Yeah,
he likes WWE, likes the income, he likes the United States. Somebody would have to throw. AEW would be the only one with the money to throw at him. And then they would have to see that he's marketable enough to pay him WWE money. I mean, he literally has said, "I'm here for the money."
Yeah,
and my family's happy here.
Right. Okay.
So I don't see him leaving WWE. He is the Moxley of WWE right now. I don't see him leaving regardless of what they do.
Yeah, I think. He said, but however, there have been lots of wrestlers who've said they're WWE lifers who end up.
Jericho.
But I mean, right now, back in March, Shinsuke Nakamura suggested he was unhappy in WWE.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
So that's post the interview that I was talking about, which was when he renewed a couple years ago. But again, AEW changed the landscape.
Definitely.
It also changed the amount that the little guys were willing to spend because they could spend less and share.
Well, and the other thing that changed the landscape is WWE's current willingness to cut almost anyone.
Yeah.
And that feels Shinsuke Nakamura might not have a choice in the matter as to whether he goes someplace else or not.
I feel like AEW was the catalyst for the little guys to be successful, which is mind-boggling when you think about it because AEW is being so successful. But I feel like they were the catalyst for the little guys to be successful. Because when was the last time you followed GCW until, I don't know, Matt Cardona was there? Or Moxley held the title? Like, literally followed it. You didn't follow it before that. You might have had it. Zello Pro showing up in Kearney, Nebraska, made Smarks and I, Zello Pro fans, at least for a couple months. And then we found out Jordan Grace is going to be there. And we're like, now we're Zello Pro fans for a while.
For
The
life.
only reason we found it. The only reason we found out about Jordan Grace is because AEW came in the picture and we went, holy crap, well, maybe we should look at Impact because that's a regularly watchable television program. And we went, holy crap, this chick's awesome. And so
AEW is also one of the reasons. Watched NWA's pay-per-view.
yeah, I mean,
it's
they have been a catalyst for the little guys, and if Vince can throw all the money in the world at it, but at some point, when Vince isn't in charge, either WWE's going to have to come at it really, really strong, or they're going to have to accept the fact that they might be the competing tier of the premiums.
Well,
they're still the big dog on income.
I think it's Disney's going to be Disney or NBC's problem then, because I feel like Vince is getting ready to sell in the next 3 years.
Well, it'd be at least 5 because he wants to max out his Peacock contract.
Unless NBC buys it.
Peacock is owned by NBC. Never mind. Anyway, moving forward.
That's why.
Next challenge. I'm going to take what I would consider the best segment of this show tonight. And I'm going to take the championship match from that best segment, and you guys are going to rebook Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, and Bobby Lashley.
All right.
Move
Keith Lee, Karrion Kross.
I'll go first.
Go.
I
feel like we might have done this aside Karrion Kross.
Well,
I think we have, but
I'm sure we've done all 3 of these wrestlers separately, but I don't think we've done them all together. So, I'm doing. It's gonna be a little weirdly boring. But Keith Lee to AEW. That just makes a ton of sense. To me, he's got the most charisma. He's got the most upside. I think overall out of all of them. Even though I love Karrion Kross, I'd love for him to go back to being Killer Kross and just killing people. But that being said,
that's kind of how they're booking him right now too. So that's a plus.
Yeah, I mean, at least they're having him be vicious and everything. I would love it if they didn't give him a stupid gimp mask, but that's.
I was wondering if Killer Kross had a stupid gimp mask.
He didn't wear it last night though.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Ring in it.
Oh, maybe I was in the kitchen.
Yep. He gave a backstage interview without it and then put it on to come to the ring.
When he quickly changed clothes and everything.
And then of course took it off in the ring. Still has the stupid suspenders too. God, fucking blows. Anyways, Karrion Kross is going to go back to Impact where he can be Killer Kross and can be world champion again. And unfortunately, that leaves Bobby Lashley going to Ring of Honor. But let's be honest, Bobby Lashley is probably going to go back to MMA.
For sure.
And so doesn't matter where you put him. Because unlike a certain other WWE wrestler, Bobby Lashley,
Bresner.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley actually has a really good record in MMA. Not in UFC, of course, but in MMA just in general. So.
Brock Lesnar did too until he got beaten by what's his face?
Well, which one? Couture
Cain Velasquez?
No, Cain Velasquez. Well, both of those guys beat him early, and then when he came back the third time, it was not pretty.
He lost 3 times in the UFC?
Well, he lost to Sylvia in his second match.
Yep.
Tim Sylvia, and then he lost to Randy Couture to lose the title.
Yep. Brock Lesnar
lost to Cain Velasquez to lose the title.
Yep. His official record is 5-3 and 0. So 5 wins, 3 losses, 0, and then 1 no contest.
Snap. Oh, wow. Okay. I thought he only lost twice, technically, because I knew Velasquez for sure, obviously, because that's how Velasquez got the title.
Randy Couture beat him once, and Tim Sylvia beat him once. Tim Sylvia beat him for a non-title match, but made his ass tap out to an ankle lock.
Yes, I remember. Okay, yeah. Oh, Brock. So what happens when you try to freeze Frank Mir 5,000 times and think you're tough?
I mean, with all due respect,
no, Frank Mir's a badass.
I don't want to fight Frank Mir 5,000 times.
Are you done? What's happening?
You just said them all.
I said them all. I'm done. So
Okay.
it's your turn.
Okay. Jesus Christ. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna switch that up a little bit. I think I got Karrion Kross, Keith Lee, and Bobby Lashley. Okay, so
Ricky Booby Lashley. Oh my God, what a great character. Ricky Bobby Lashley.
Ricky Bobby Lashley. If you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah, he's got to have his smoking hot wife.
Ricky Bobby Lashley. You ain't first, you're last.
That's Bobby Lashley's next gimmick. Bubba Wallace could introduce him. Everything. It'd be great.
That would be pretty badass. But then, that would definitely be a WWE gimmick. So that means you would have to stay in WWE, which means this is not going to work for my fantasy booking here.
All right, go ahead.
So I don't trust AEW with Bobby Lashley. I think you bring Bobby Lashley back to Impact where he did his most shining. I think him against, I don't know if Moose was in the company yet. I don't think so. But him really versus anybody, give him against Moose, give him against any of the powerhouse guys would be a good time. I can only think of Moose right now because I feel like everyone else is too flip-de-doo for him.
Sami Callihan.
Sami Callihan, I know, but Sami Callihan I feel is more too hardcore for Lashley. I don't see Lashley doing any crazy street fights or something, unless he did back in TNA, and I don't remember. But I found Lashley was the one with the most enthusiasm. He had the most enthusiasm. He was the most eccentric when he was in Impact. For some reason in WWE, they don't give him any kind of control, and he's so soft-spoken that it's just ridiculous. And it's just like, you're not a threat, bro. Like, I don't believe you. You have MVP hyping you up, but then you get on the mic and you sound stupid.
Boy, you didn't watch him in Impact then.
Yeah, I don't know. You didn't watch some of his most recent
that's
promos.
What I'm saying, though. In Impact, no, but in Impact he was good.
He had a hype man.
He was eccentric.
He's eccentric now. His almighty gimmick is almost exactly the same as the dominant Bobby Lashley of TNA. Mm-hmm. The dominator.
Yeah, but I feel I've seen a lot more promos with him on Impact where he was actually like yelling and good, and I don't know. Now it's just more he says a few things and then MVP says the rest. He just seems like he's controlled.
I'm gonna rephrase this. And this isn't to question you because I love the move of him going to Impact, but I'm gonna rephrase it for now.
Okay.
Imagine for a second that you can choose either Ultimate Warrior to cut your promos for you, or Chris Jericho to cut your promos for you.
Okay.
When you have Chris Jericho as your hype man, you take Chris Jericho as your hype man.
Right. No, for sure. And
MVP is great on the mic.
I don't know if he's comparable to Chris Jericho. I feel
that's a bit. It was amplified both directions because Bobby Lashley is by no means Ultimate Warrior.
That's fair.
I would never say
I'm going to. Yeah, exactly. That's fair. So yeah, Lashley.
Me and all the other almighties are going to raise the roof on you. Ugh.
Until the stigma of your evolution becomes twisted and tormented into a steak sauce of epitome. That didn't make any sense, but that's exactly what Warrior was.
That's exactly what Warrior.
None of Warriors ever made sense, so you're fine there.
The steak of epitome, ladies and gentlemen.
Steak sauce of epitomes. What did he just say?
I'm pretty sure that made more sense than his WCW promo when he came in. So I'm good. I feel very content with that.
Well, it certainly wasn't as long.
It's valid. Okay, Karrion Kross. I'm not a fan of Karrion Kross, so he goes to ROH and he can be the big guy there. And you got to have Keith Lee in. AEW. He just fits there. I just don't know how well they're going to use him.
That's crazy. I think we all differ on this.
What?
I would have Karrion Kross in AEW.
Okay, he would have been my second choice for AEW. The only reason I didn't is Keith Lee. If it had been almost anyone else in the challenge, Karrion Kross, Bobby Lashley, and fucking Seth Rollins, I probably would have put Karrion Kross in AEW.
I got to look at more Karrion Kross matches, I guess, because
go back. Here's the deal: you can't judge Karrion Kross by his WWE run. Like even his NXT run was too short to truly.
That's it. Because all I remember was that Karrion Kross, the Adam Cole match at one of the takeovers for the title. That was Karrion Kross, right?
Well, it was 6 people, including Adam Cole.
No. But it was like a one-on-one, is what I'm saying. It was like a one-on-one match. It was one of the last takeovers or something. I don't know. I'll look it up. But I'll have to do some more research on Karrion, or at least look at his pre-WWE days, because from the way you talk about him, it sounds like I'm missing something here. So,
yep.
All right. So this is where we close the books, or what's happening?
Yep.
I would say some characters are best not speaking, and Karrion Kross fits in that category.
Karrion Kross can speak, but he's got to be Goldberg level of I'm gonna kick your ass. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't expect
the Goldberg smirk. Without the Goldberg.
Oh, and I really don't want a catch line. I'm gonna kill you out in the ring. What he did with Morrison was nearly perfect. We're gonna have a match, and I'm gonna kill you. You're going to die. And that's it. I don't want a who's next out of him. I don't want to catch the phrase.
Catch the phrase. That sounds like.
A problem is they're giving him the catchphrase now in WWE, because now he's saying you're gonna fall and pray.
Yeah.
Oh, he's dead anyways. It's done. Move up to the main. You don't even see Keith Lee tonight either. Like, here's to hoping he goes to SmackDown or something. Because Jesus Christ, I don't know what they're doing on Raw at all.
Fine, you guys can have my name. Can I just have a match?
Oh,
what is Leaf Key doing in the Impact Zone? Anyways, on that note, we will close the book on the Fantasy Booking Institute. Make sure to go down to the doobly-doos and click all the links for our Patreon, our merch store, and all of our social medias there. Also, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the podcast, whether you're following us on the live streams that we do every Sunday night and Tuesday night, whether you're listening to or watching them on replay, or just doing the audio version of it on any of the podcast players. Make sure you're subscribed to get notified as soon as we post new episodes, because so do it right now. Click that. If you're on YouTube, right, click the thumbs up and then click the subscribe button and then a little bell next to it so you get notified, right?
Yeah.
Boom, right there. But that's the best way to support us there. But if you want to support us in other ways, the Patreon and the merch store are the best ways to support us monetarily. Go to the merch store and get yourself a Sasha Bear shirt before we get a cease and desist.
I might get a Sasha Bear mug. I don't know. I feel like getting a shirt or a sweater is a bit too much. I think I'm going to get the mug.
I am 100% wearing a shirt.
Probably the largest. I'm going to get the largest women's sweatshirt they have, with Sasha Bear on it, and I'm going to wear it.
But go there. But we also have the Pissant podcast shirts. We got all sorts of shirts and merch and everything. That
I'd wear on a
mugs, hats, toques.
Hey, look at you not saying beanies.
I have to confess, we ordered one of the toques and we weren't exactly because it's a jerseys style, so it's made out of t-shirt material, not warm fuzzy winter toque. material.
Really?
Yeah, I was a little disappointed in that.
Is there like the nice toque available, or they just have
maybe that's seasonal? Maybe they're just waiting until winter to bring them back. I don't know. But right now, it's jersey material. So
I will tell you, the Pissant Podcast banana hammock is incredibly comfortable.
Yes. It was a limited edition run. It was one. Yes. It's just hard to find companies that will make them that small. So we just had to just make it a one-off, you know.
It's a relatively large banana hammock. It's the hammock that's small.
Yeah, it's the hammock part that's small. I mean, we
rest
went
of it is pretty big.
We went to one of the manufacturers that makes like bikinis, right? Like the really, really small Brazilian ones. And they said they could just use the extra fabric on the rest of it. So they just made the hammock part a little smaller and then put the fabric elsewhere.
Yeah. So actually, it's not a thong because of that.
No. Yeah, it's actually wider in the back, surprisingly.
So we're closing the books, or
where did this podcast go?
So good.
This is my fault.
So good.
But make sure to support us that way, or our Patreon is a great way to support us. Just a couple bucks a month. A cup of coffee.
Doesn't ruin that now with banana hammocks and.
No, made it better. Make sure to follow us on the social medias, though. You can follow me on pretty much any of them. Twitter, Facebook, TikTok at Raw and Order WBU. You can follow DA Fabe at
Vincent DA Vincent K Fabe. I like to have my title. It's important.
Yeah.
Because I don't have other things, obviously.
It's almost like you haven't spent the last 2 years saying DA Vincent K Fabe.
You know, but I've spent 40 calling myself Vincent K Fabe, so.
Mm-hmm.
My education took a while.
Yeah. You were an assistant district attorney for a while.
Yeah,
so
I was
88.
Yeah.
And that's why it's not verified. Yeah. No, you didn't. It didn't happen.
Right. No, it didn't happen. Sorry.
You can also follow JLB at
JLB420. Real Talk Radio, though, is the brand at Real Talk Radio 8. Of course, anchor.fm/RTR for all your other streams, whether it be iTunes, Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, the whole 9 yards, whatever you like. It's most likely on it. If it's not, let me know. There is another wrestling thing I do. It's more of a recap shindig. At WTN Wrestling on all the platforms. So, because I'm a whore, so if you guys want to support my whoriness, you certainly can, and it's absolutely free. And I guess I'm still down. I'm still down with these guys. I'm down since day one ish. So,
skank.
I got you guys, and that's it. Skank out.
Yep. So on that note, we're going to close the book. Just make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all for listening. We will see you soon.
I can't believe I said banana.